Hey y'all, and welcome back to an episode of Beyond the Pot. So, y'all know what time of year it is. It's that time again, Thanksgiving. And people always ask me, Krista, what you do for Thanksgiving? What you making? What you put in this? What you put in that? Can you help me? I got y'all. I am going to do a Thanksgiving series, and this is the first episode of a 4-series Thanksgiving. And so I'm going to show y'all some major sides that I do for Thanksgiving for my family. And here we go. So as y'all can probably see, that my first episode of the Thanksgiving series is a major staple, mac and cheese. We are doing a 7-cheese macaroni and cheese. Yes, this is my version of it. I know everybody's like, I put this in mine, I put that in mine, but this is my version. My version, y'all. So we are doing a 7-cheese macaroni and cheese, and here are ingredients. Of course, we have macaroni. These are macaroni elbow noodles. You can use whatever you want for mac and cheese. Some people use rotini, some people use penne. I like elbow noodles. And make sure they are cooked al dente. These were raw and then we cooked them and they are al dente, tender to the bite, okay? Because they are gonna cook more in the oven when you bake it. Our spices are paprika, ground mustard, black pepper, Lorry seasoned salt, garlic powder. Then we have milk, and we have some heavy cream, and then we have flour and butter, which will make our roux, our flour and our butter, that will make our roux from the beginning. And then we have 7 cheeses. We have cream cheese, we have Colby Jack, Mozzarella, Cheddar, Gouda, and this is a mix of Swiss and Gruyere. So we have a lot of cheese in our 7-cheese baked macaroni and cheese. So in my pot, I have some melted butter. I have about a half a stick of butter. And then we're gonna go in with some flour so we can make our roux. I have about a 1/4 cup of flour, and we are gonna make our roux. We're gonna mix that up. If you need more flour, you can add more flour, which I probably will. And we will add as we go. Just a little bit more. Then we're gonna add some milk and some cream to make the base for our cheese sauce. Because I make a cheese sauce. Some people just put macaroni, just put cheese in their macaroni noodles. That ain't it, y'all. That is not it. You gotta make a cheese sauce so it can penetrate and go through all the elbows of the noodle. A little bit more flour. And that should do it for our roux. Should do it. That's gonna do it. You're gonna cook that a little bit so you get some of that nuttiness in it. And then we're gonna add our milk and cream. We got our roux and it's a little nutty, meaning if you smell it, it smells like toasted nuts. And we're gonna add our milk. Remember, this is the base for your cheese sauce. Make sure you incorporate that roux really well. Really, really good. I'm gonna go in with about a cup of heavy cream. That gives the sauce a little richness, thickens it up really good. So you're gonna bring that up to a boil. Not necessarily a boil, but simmer so that roux can incorporate with the milk. And y'all know what I say, hashtag season in layers. And so we're gonna go in with some seasoned salt. Lorry's if you got it. A little bit of black pepper. I like pepper in my macaroni and cheese. Some garlic powder. A little paprika. Little bit. Mix that up in there. And you should have this on medium heat because you don't want to scorch your milk. So let that come on up. So our milk base is mixing and it is thickening. And so first I'm gonna go with my cream cheese so I can get that melted in. I've cut it in pieces and then I'm gonna get that melted in really good. If you have a little specks here and there at the end of cream cheese and it didn't melt, it's okay. It'll melt when it bakes. So, but you do want a pretty smooth cheese sauce. Pretty smooth one. And I put the cream cheese in first so it can melt down. It takes a little longer sometimes to melt down. And make sure you have it room temp so it won't be too long to melt down. Here we go with our cheeses. I'm gonna move those out the way. Remember, we have, what is this? We have Gouda. And we have a blend of Gruyere and Swiss. We have Cheddar, Mozzarella, and Colby Jack. That's a lot of cheese, a lot of cheese. Can't wait till y'all see this sauce, how smooth it gets and how beautiful and velvety it is. It's beautiful. So you whisk that in there. I'm actually gonna get my rubber spatula, switch out utensils, and mix it all in. You can turn your fire down. Turn your fire down and get that cheese melted. You don't wanna scorch your cheese sauce. Get it in there and melt it real good. So now my cheese is all melted. Look how smooth that sauce is. It's actually velvety smooth. It's gorgeous. If yours is too thick, I would suggest you add a little bit of milk and go a little bit at a time. Do not pour a whole lot in at one time. Just a little bit at a time to get it as smooth as you want it. And I wanted to say this for the record. A lot of people put eggs in their macaroni and cheese. It's okay if you want to put an egg. You can coat your macaroni noodles in an egg, like a whisk, 1 or 2 eggs. But I don't like mine super thick, and so that is a binding agent, and I think the cheese does enough for me, and so that's why I don't put an egg in mine. And so I'm gonna add this sauce. Actually, I'm gonna add my noodles to this sauce and just coat it, and then we'll put it in the pan. So here's my noodles going in. Remember, cook your noodles al dente. Do not overcook your noodles, y'all. That is the torture of macaroni and cheese. Overcooked noodles. Because they are going to cook in the oven. Okay? And then we're gonna top this. I'm gonna mix it all together, pour it back in this baking dish, and then top it with some shredded cheese that I kept to the side from the cheeses that I shredded. So before I did put my noodles in, I tasted my sauce, and it actually, I'm gonna put a little bit more black pepper and some Lawry's in it, and then it is seasoned pretty well. Make sure you taste your sauce before you add your macaroni. But I'm just gonna add a little bit more of that, a little bit more of this, and we're good to go. Mix that up, and we're going in our pan. Remember, I said I had some extra shredded cheese that I had from the cheese that I put in here. So I mixed everything together, and I'm gonna spread that on top because I like a good cheesy crust, and I like it. Oh, those sides, they give you that crunchy cheese. It's so good. And so you don't want to go too far to the edges because then it'll bubble over. But put it on there, and we are going to a 350-degree oven for about 25 minutes. 350-degree oven. For about 25 to 30 minutes. And go. So So I just took the mac and cheese out of the oven. It was bubbling and nice and good. After 25 minutes, it's nice and hot, but we're gonna let this sit for about 10 to 15 minutes because if you cut in and out, it's just gonna ooze, but we want it to set up. So when we cut into it, it could just cut and come right out the pan. And it's a whole big beautifulness. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Make sure y'all try this mac and cheese for Thanksgiving. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Beyond the Pot. And don't forget to catch the rest of this series. Thanksgiving.